And I'm not even sugarcoating it. She's a loser. I've been saying it. This woman is absolutely insane. You're giving what to your children? And you wonder why we go in on Jada Pinkett? Because she's a woman that doesn't have, I think, a genuine bone in her body. I think she's a very ungenuine woman. When it comes to experimenting, and this according to Yahoo, when it comes to experimenting with psychedelics, the Smith family isn't new to the idea. While speaking at the Psychedelic Science Conference on Friday in Denver, Jaden Smith opened up about his relationship with drugs and how his mother, Jada Pinkett Smith, introduced them to their family. I think it was my mom, actually, that was really the first one to make the step for the family, Jaden said at the conference, according to Entertainment Tonight. I told y'all this woman is loony, man. Like, what? What was the age, Jada? What was the age that you were giving them children psychedelics? Is it because that's what you were using? I told y'all, man. You know, she don't need to be defended. This woman is, I see why Will Smith was losing his mind. It was just her for a really, really long time. And then eventually it trickled and evolved and everybody found it in their own ways. Jaden went on to admit that using psychedelics has allowed him to explore a new level of love, empathy for his siblings, Willow, and his half-brother Trey Smith, the only normal child of Will Smith. Go figure. It's not a child of Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett has no sway over that guy at all. Siblings can argue so much and fight so much, and Lord knows me and my siblings have done so much of that in the past, he said. But the level of love and empathy that I can feel for them inside of the psychedelic experiences and outside of the experiences have been something that's profound and beautiful. You know how I think she introduced it to him? She probably was taking them and they saw her and she said, you know, why don't you take them too? I think he's trying to cover for her and try to make it seem like it's not as bad as he's making it out, because it is bad, bro. Your mother was introducing you to a drug she shouldn't have introduced you to. So yeah, that's bad. It really is bad. The Just Water co-founder said that the hallucinogenic drugs have made some of the most integral advances in treating depression and revealed that his history with antidepressants like Prozac led him down the psychedelic route. I never heard of psychedelics healing anybody. I mean, that's experimental. You're taking an experimental drug, Jaden. That's probably why you've had this erratic behavior over the years. It has helped him get a better understanding about the ego, as well as undergo a deeper exploration of self-identity. Whatever, brother. It said, it was always in my head talking, telling me that what I was and what I wasn't. That was the moment that really changed me. You get to a place where you are blocked by something, whether it's trauma or your emotions or your ego not being able to express yourself. He added, psychedelics are a way to tear down that wall and see what is beyond. Doing it guided with people who are professionals really increases the chances of having that mystical experience. Once again, you're taking experimental, most drugs I believe are experimental, but psychedelics, I haven't heard of it really helping people like that. But again, I'm more concerned about her because again, we've seen your sister's behavior, we've seen your behavior. You mean to tell me that psychedelics is the reason for that? Because that makes a whole lot of sense. What happened to going to therapy? Why everybody want to self-medicate with the wrong things? Like, what's going on here? And that's where we're at. And that's why I believe Jada Pinkett Smith gets a lot of criticism, because she should. This woman is clearly not the best influence, I believe. Now, people are going to disagree, but I feel like she's not a very good influence on those children. This woman is crafty. This woman has a way with trying to make herself the victim and make it seem like other people are the problem. But Jada Pinkett, we know you're the problem. Now we see why Jaden has acted the way that he has. Because he's on these psychedelics. The wearing dresses, the weird behavior. We see where that comes from now. Your daughter. Now we see where it comes from, because people been wondering, are Will Smith and Jada Pinkett just weird at parenting? But now we see that it was the psychedelics that were doing it. And I believe they've been doing it for a very long time. I believe they've been doing it for a very long time. And he's now admitting to it. He's now admitting basically that his mother is why the erratic, weird behavior was going on. And that explains a lot. It really does. It really explains a lot of what's going on with Jaden. It really does. Because we've been wondering, like, why is he out here the way he is, you know? But now we see what's going on. You got him on these drugs. Hallucinogens. You got him on this stuff. I mean, look at this picture, y'all. The only normal kid is the one who don't take the hallucinogenic drugs, and whose mother is actually a decent person. I mean, this picture just says a lot. One, Will and his son are the only. Have y'all noticed this picture? Will and his son are the only two people smiling. The three people who aren't smiling in this picture is Jada, Jaden, and Willow. They all have their mother's scowl on their face. But Will Smith is kind of smiling. And Trey is smiling because they're the only two normal people in this situation. They're the only ones that seem genuinely happy with themselves. But when you have a woman who wants to raise her kids to be like her, instead of having them grow up, I would say, to be themselves, to get them help when need be, right? Because you're raising them in Hollywood. This woman added more to it. And they're only in their, early 20s. Imagine how they're going to be in 5 years. You know? And listen, this is just me randomly coming across this. Just randomly coming across. Just look at the dynamics of the family. The people who actually look normal and the people with their mother scowl. Now you see the dynamic. I'm not saying that Will Smith is completely normal. Y'all are one of y'all are missing the point. What I'm saying is Will Smith is a lot more normal than his wife. He's a lot more normal than his wife.